Hazel, thank you so much for your help with this.
You're very
We're
welcome.
going to demonstrate how to use the attachment cards, which I hope you'll find helpful. So the first thing I will do is we'll share my screen, and this will be familiar to you, those of you who are using the apps. And take me to my apps comes next. And the one we're interested in here is the subscription one, Understanding Attachment. And we wait a few seconds until we get the start menu. The first thing I want to point out to you is this card on the left, where the same main character appears throughout all the cards, but they are wearing a different colour top. They represent emotions. Secure, it's got that sort of sea greeny, bluey greeny colour. Anxious is orange, angry is red, blue is sad, and purple is fearful, and they are all in line with the Inside Out characters from the film Inside Out. And avoidant is grey. There are 5 options here where you can use all the cards together, or you can focus on secure, ambivalent, avoidant, or disorganized. For the sake of the demonstration, Hazel and I are going to work with all the cards at once. But you can focus. If I just go into secure attachment, you will just find those cards there. Down here on the left-hand corner, you'll find menu, which takes me back, and I'm going to use all the cards at once. Now, down at the bottom, the cards look as if they're greyed out, but they're not. So here we have secure attachment cards. If I click on ambivalent, they come up, avoidant, and disorganized. I'm going to go back to secure as our starting place. There are 4 labels for you to use this time, which we've thought a lot about for this app. And Hazel, as we explore the cards, I'm going to ask you to think about whether you experience this often. This was your typical experience as a child. Sometimes it was like this, implication being sometimes it wasn't. And I didn't get this at all, is the third column. The fourth column is different from the physical set of cards, but you could always add it as a piece of paper if you find it's helpful from doing the web app. But we're going to have a look at some of the cards relate to behavior as you are now and others as you were when you were a child. And obviously they need to be connected if we're going to make sense of attachment. And so the main focus at the beginning will be on your childhood. And this is where I'm going to start, Hazel. And I clicked on secure attachment, and I'm simply going to begin with your life as a small baby. I'm going to go to the baby in the cot, which is the place we recommend you start with the physical cards. That what happened when you were a small child. This is saying the secure attachment in childhood core message is that I come when you call, I being the mother. John Bowlby, who was the father of attachment, said the mother was the primary caregiver. It might have been a different caregiver for you. It will depend very much on the client. Would you say your mother was your chief carer, Hazel?
Yes, I would. Yeah, my primary
Okay.
care.
And feel free to say, actually, that was much more my dad or somebody else, which we can be flexible. Now, on the back of the card, it says, knowing that my cries will be heard, my needs will be met, and I will be comforted, enables me to feel safe and secure. And when I cry, somebody comes, and I learn very early on, I can make things happen.
Mm.
Let's just start with that card. Which column would you put this in? I'm keeping the card on the screen by holding my left mouse button down. If I release it, it goes back. If I click on it, it stays on the screen.
I instinctively feel that I sometimes got that. I sometimes got mum coming, but it was a busy household, and so she wasn't like constantly available. I've got 2 older siblings, So when I was born, I'll have a 4-year-old sister and a 2-year-old sister. Yeah, mum was busy.
We're going to put this up here. I've still kept my mouse button held down. I slide it up and release, and it stays there. And you'll notice the card is duplicated down here. What I'm going to do is actually go into the ambivalent attachment that might help you have a look at that, because you said it was sometimes like that. And
Yeah.
let's go to the baby in the cot again. Now, do you want me to put the front and the back of the card up, Hazel?
Well, can I have a look at the back to start with, and we'll
Of
see
course, yeah.
whether that's helpful or not.
We can turn it off and we can turn it on down in this bottom right hand corner, show the card box or not. I want to show you this one, which is where we're in the world of ambivalent attachment in childhood. And the core message there is the mother is saying, I may come when you call, but I might not. I need you to come when I cry, says the baby. Sometimes you come and are loving and kind, and I feel safe. But sometimes you don't come. I feel ashamed for bothering you and being needy as time goes by and that door stays open, but I don't know when you're going to come. I begin to write stories in my head. How do you relate to this card?
I think that's true. I think I experienced that quite a lot. They're not sure if you'll come or not.
Often,
Yeah, I think that was quite an often experience.
this next one is the mother has appeared, but my fear is as the baby, I may come and be angry or punish you, is the message from the mother. I need you to come, but you might shame or punish me if you do. Or I might have made you cry, and that would make me bad for upsetting you. But I need you, and I feel trapped.
I don't get a sense that if she came, she would punish me or be angry.
Shall I put it up
Yeah, I
here?
think that's yes. And just to say that the one that was in the first one, the one I experienced this often, there was something there about being ashamed, wasn't there?
Mm.
Can I have that one back just for a moment?
If I just show you it down here
Right,
again.
yeah. It says sometimes you don't come and I feel ashamed for bothering you and being needy. I think I relate to that, that it's an internal kind of, I feel bad about needing you,
Mm.
but it's not about punishment.
Got it. Just for comparison, Hazel, I'm going to show you the avoidant attachment cards and we'll find the baby in the cot again. And this is when the door is shut.
Yeah.
And the baby is, if we look at the back of the card, is saying there's no point in reaching out to people to help you. They won't come. You learn pretty early on that your crying will not bring results. I don't know what the theories were around when you were a little one, but a lot of the thing was you have to let babies cry and give them food when the mother thinks they should have food. We're kind of in that area. What about you, Hazel?
Well, I relate to this a lot, this sort yourself out message, and there's no point. During that first year of my life, we've also got a mum being pregnant with my younger sister. I was 3 months old when mum fell pregnant with Chris. By one, I've got another sibling.
Mm.
And so there was a definite message that you need to do it yourself. You need to sort yourself out and contain yourself.
You
Yeah.
said often.
That's where I would put myself. Yeah.
If we just stay with this for a moment, Hazel, because some of the next cards are echoing a little bit of what you've said. Um, this one, for instance, from my earliest years, I learned that I must stop being difficult. My needs and emotions overwhelm others. I must find other ways to get my needs met. Don't be a nuisance, get a grip. Don't be needy, grow up, stop crying. I'm on my own.
Absolutely. I think that obviously grow up, you're suddenly actually not the baby
Of
anymore.
course, of
So
course.
I need to grow up. The others weren't necessarily said, but a lot of implied or a lot of what I took on board,
Mm.
that I didn't want to be a nuisance, that I shouldn't be needy, and that it's better if I'm grown up and stop crying.
Often, sometimes.
Often.
Is this still how you feel sometimes?
I think I can still have a sense of not being needy. Being needy isn't good.
Sometimes when a client relates strongly to a card in their childhood, it's worth having a look and thinking, is that still happening?
I think the message I'm on my own, or you've got to deal with it on your own, is definitely how I feel now.
Let's pop it over here as well. I did hear what you said. Okay, some of that card is worth putting up there now. Well done for not needing me.
Yeah, that's me. It's mum saying, "Oh, Hazel, she was such a good little girl." So it's that kind of real approval for not needing mum.
Was that often?
Yeah, yeah, that's me to a T.
What about nowadays, Hazel? Do you ever feel that your needs are less important than other people's?
It's interesting the self-worth there. It's not that I think I'm worth less. In some ways, the stronger I feel or the more confident I feel in myself, the more I think my needs aren't important because
Mm.
other people obviously need it more.
Shall we pop it in me now?
Yeah.
If it's relevant at all, we'll pop it in here. The last one in this row is I'll work it out myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to work things out. It's interesting the second bit. If I let you in, you may tell me I'm doing it wrong. What I often feel myself is I think you were doing it wrong. If I let you in and help me, it's like, oh, you want to do it that way, okay. I
Okay, shall we pop this up here?
I feel really bad about saying that, but that's how I
This
feel.
is about being real, hon. It really is. I just want to think, how early on do you think, if I just take the back off this for a moment, how
Yeah.
early on do you think this came to be your way of doing things? Does this belong in childhood as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now that's a childhood one too.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. By the age of 2, definitely sorting it out myself.
you're doing great, Hazel. I'm simply going to go through the back row for now, because we could spend the whole time. I think we're getting a lot of clues about some of your
Yeah.
attachment style. This is when people say, come and be with us. We're here for you. Let me help you. I'm okay, thanks. This one is about if I don't get close, I won't get hurt, quite defended. This one is where emotions tend to be bottled up. We go back to the baby in the cot where there was no point in having needs. um, and feelings of emptiness, ironic, very often when people feel empty, they're actually full of unnamed emotion. So those two cards kind of go together. This one it's actually when you do need help, it's quite hard asking for it, especially if people say, "Oh, you're brilliant. You always find a way. You'll do fine." And this one is relationships can be stressful. Why do I need more stress in my life? Kind of thing. And were there any of those that jumped out at you, Hazel?
I think that particularly the one about asking for help, I find that really difficult. That one there. People don't necessarily think that I need help. Maybe they've caught me by surprise or I'm not sure. And so I've said no. And then they kind of stop asking.
Mm.
So that really related to me.
Shall I pop it up to me now?
Yeah.
You can sometimes start with your adult behavior and work backwards, or start with your childhood behavior to get a sense of where it all came from and double up because it's also there in the here and now. Obviously, if we had a lot of time, we could spend a whole session just looking at the avoidant, but very often we also have elements of secure attachment and ambivalent, maybe even disorganized, but just how you can move between the cards. If we go back to ambivalent attachment, this is very much about an unpredictable parent. It's almost like you have a mood thermometer that when you're coming home from school, or this was very much my experience, what would the mood thermometer in the home be? Are they angry, unhappy? Have I got the loving, warm, kind configuration of my parents? Can they be ice cold? If I just show you the back of that again, just quickly, Sometimes I feel loved, sometimes I feel anger and rejection. What mood will they be in, and how can I learn to be what they want? Does that ring any bells for you?
Yeah, it does. I think the unpredictable sense of mum, she would fly off the handle sometimes. I remember being at home watching TV and mum, you could hear mum's car drive up and there'd be that little bit of a tension for us
Yeah,
as girls. You know, what would mum be like as she walked in the
yeah.
door? And sometimes it would be perfectly okay for us to be watching TV. And other times it wouldn't be. She'd come in and what are you girls doing? You're always watching TV. There's lots of things to do. You know, and sometimes I still do that. I catch myself doing that. At home, I'm just doing Candy Crush or something, or watching
Mm.
TV, and I hear Andy's car come up, and I'm like, should I be doing this? What else productive should I be doing?
Where would we put
Sometimes,
it?
sometimes I experience this sometimes.
Okay, but clock it because that's learned behavior
Yeah,
and
definitely.
somewhere it got wired in childhood.
Yeah.
If I just go quickly through these, this card is saying that because of an unpredictable parent, our own reaction to that can be many different ways. Do you remember the that orange was it can make us anxious, red can actually make us angry, it can make us sad, it can make us fearful. Just to say that our own reaction in the unpredictable behavior, our response to that can be multiple. My core style is ambivalent. I'm constantly reading a room. Self doubt. This is all about you and groups. The behavior of the ambivalent person is why would they want me? This self doubt. Can I belong to it? All those questions can come up. When we looked at the avoidant one, it was why would I want them? And
Mm.
so you've got a bit of a contrast here, but we can have both. It's just which is the dominant feeling. What would you say to that, Hazel?
I don't think I do this one, the self-doubt, why would they want me that often? I can sometimes when I'm feeling
Mm.
really, really low, but most of the time it's about not wanting the stress of being in a group. If I'm a bit overwhelmed or I need space,
I want to go back to secure attachment for a moment, and I want to go and look at that groups one because in the secure attachment, it's why wouldn't they want me? Remember, avoidant is why would I want them? Ambivalent is why would they want me? And secure, why wouldn't they want me? Where would you put that, Hazel?
I do think that I have that. I do have a sense that I enjoy groups.
And I offer that for you now because I know you very well, Hazel, and you are brilliant in groups.
And I think that we had a sense of a collective as a family. We loved each other, we were there for each other. Relationships made life rich. Yeah, our family was a good place to be in. And we would
Often,
invite, yeah, often. And mum and dad also had an open house kind of feel. So
mm,
I often would take a friend home from school. Everybody was welcome. It was about the wider sense that people make life enjoyable and rich.
thank you. I'm going to change the mode, which drops them down. In as far as we've got, I've been offering you different things. For the sake of the video, we're making this a much shorter session than we would have. You could spend weeks on these cards, as you could see, and you could just build up a picture by working with one type of attachment behavior. As you have been doing it, Hazel, what's your feeling about yourself, even this far?
What's interesting is that there's the mixture that I'm not just one thing. Yeah, because I kind of started with that very first ambivalent card, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm ambivalent,
Hmm.
and then and then we get to the avoidant. And I go, no, no, this is this, this is home. This is home. This is where I feel that a lot
Yeah,
of these fit
yeah.
with me. This is my kind of default place, but it's not a place that I live out of all the time.
Mm.
It's a place that I go to when I'm tired, stressed, in a low place. I've got those little streaks of a secure knowledge that I was loved that kind of runs through in my knower. I know I'm loved and that I'm okay.
That is so helpful. That place that we live out of and the place that we visit, and it can change. And that's why it's so also helpful that it's called an internal working model, that our working model can change, can say, well, that might have been my experience as a child, but actually through other relationships and other life experiences, it's changed. Now that could change for good or ill. Changing the mode back so I can pick up the disorganized attachment one. Here, the disorganized cards touch things like abuse, neglect, shaming. I don't get the sense, Hazel, because I do know you well, that that isn't particularly your experience as a child. You said about your mother's anger.
It was sparks, it was moments
Mm.
of anger, smacking, shouting. A bit like I was saying that I visit places. She visited that anger. There was an uncertainty in me because I didn't know when that anger would come. But underneath, I knew my mum was a loving person and loved me. And if she'd been like that all the time, then this would certainly have been relevant.
Before we finish, I want to go back to a few more of the avoidant ones, which you seem to have identified with a lot. So I'm going to offer them to you. Stop making a fuss. It wasn't that bad. Don't be needy. Get to grip this tendency to minimize.
Yeah, that's me.
A lot.
Yeah.
Pretending. And this is kind of connected with don't show you've got needs. Even though you're feeling sad, don't ask for help. Pretending you're okay. Masking might be even better as a word.
I think I did that a little bit. Certainly, there was some level of pretending or some level of talking myself into being something that I perhaps wasn't.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Don't come too close. I don't sense you're like this, Hazel.
No, no, I'm not at all.
Do you prefer animals to people? Are
No,
you very materialistic?
I don't
No.
think so.
This is actually
I,
going a little bit deeper with the avoidant approach. You can see the anger and the sadness and elements of a broken heart with a happy face.
you know what? I can sometimes. I guess that goes with the pretending, doesn't it? And the masking. If I do feel upset or hurt, that is when I go into my most avoidant. I will back off
Right.
and close down and do an internal I've got to get a grip on this. I've got to manage my feelings. I'll step back from engaging because I need to deal with myself first before I can then present myself as an okay person.
Is that sometimes, often, or now? Do you think you did that when you were little?
Probably did, but I certainly identify with it now.
Okay. And when it begins is an interesting thing because as during the coming days after a session like this, the client may well start thinking about some of the things that happened and joining the dots and realizing, oh my gosh, that did tend to happen quite a lot. So you don't have to have a full appreciation of everything that happened to you as a child at this stage. Just going quickly through these others just to show them there can be some fear around that is hard to share. Do I even know how to feel? What if I can't cope with my feelings? If I switch my feelings on? Life is DIY. So definitely go in the me now if your core style is avoidant. I'm independent, I'm capable, I'm in control. Don't tell me what to do. I don't need your help. Life is DIY. Would you identify with that in your present
Yeah,
behavior?
no, I certainly would. That's me now.
Okay. If I go back to secure attachment for a moment, if I choose one, standing my ground, not being too big, not being too forceful or oppressive, but not being too small or backing down too quickly, being true to my values, being assertive while respecting the values of others. My sense of you is that that is you as an adult. Just want to add that to point out that you get 2 rows in each column. I think you can do 8 in each row. The other thing I would say, just changing mode there, that this snap now means that you can take a picture of that and it will be downloaded into your downloads folder. And if you do make a mistake, if you put something in the wrong place, you can just do undo and it's gone again. At any point, you can go back to the menu. We could have gone back just to the avoidant ones, but I think it was more important to me, knowing you as I do, and if you were my client, I would know you quite well, to let's have a look at all of them at the same time. Final thoughts, Hazel.
And I think my final thought is that when, you know, well, I'm not all one thing. And that can be really helpful to remember that. I think particularly when I'm in my lowest points, it feels very big, the avoidant sense of I can't deal with people, I have to be on my own. can
Mm.
feel so huge. And it's good to be reminded that I'm not just that, that I've got really good secure bits in there as well.
Thank you so much, Hazel. I've enjoyed working with you and hope you found it helpful. Well, what do you think of the web app then, Hazel?
Well, it's the first time I've seen it. So I really enjoyed having all the different cards available there. The ability to read the back was really helpful, just to be able to see them all together like that, in the same way that you would in the physical cards. I'm quite aware of how I'm behaving in the here and now. And therefore, if I look at that and say, well, I do that, then this app, I think, could really help me to unpack why. So, what is
Absolutely.
it that I've gathered from childhood? There must have been something there for me to be reacting in this way now.
And
Um,
this leads on to all kinds of work, particularly with the child self, the inner child, and learned behavior, our emotions. Again, the internal working model can change, and we can change our minds about life and what life really means and become more secure. And as we often say, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. So thank you so much, Hazel.
you're welcome.